May 3, 2007, Praia da Luz, Portugal. A picturesque holiday resort, the kind of place families dream of for a perfect getaway. For the McCann family, it was supposed to be just that. Kate and Gerry McCann were on vacation with their 3 young children, 3-year-old Madeleine and her 2-year-old twin siblings. That evening, the McCanns put their children to bed in their ground-floor apartment and went to have dinner with friends at a nearby tapas restaurant, just a stone's throw away. The group of adults took turns checking on the sleeping children throughout the evening. But what started as a normal holiday evening would soon descend into every parent's worst nightmare. Around 10 p.m., Kate McCann went to check on her children. She opened the door to their bedroom and was met with a chilling sight. The window was open, the shutter was raised, and Madeleine's bed was empty. The twins were still sleeping soundly, but Madeleine was gone. Panic immediately set in. A frantic search of the apartment and the immediate vicinity yielded nothing. Madeleine had vanished without a trace. The local Portuguese police were called, and one of the most extensive and high-profile missing person investigations in modern history began. The initial hours and days of the investigation were chaotic. The resort was sealed off, and a massive search operation was launched, involving police, staff, and hundreds of volunteers combing the beaches, streets, and surrounding areas. The news of the blonde-haired, blue-eyed British girl's disappearance quickly spread across the globe. Her face, captured in a now famous photograph with her distinctive right eye, was plastered on posters, television screens, and newspapers worldwide. The public was captivated and horrified. How could a child simply vanish from her bed in a supposedly safe holiday complex? As the investigation unfolded, the Portuguese police, the Policia Judiciaria, initially focused on the theory of a planned abduction. Was it a burglar who was disturbed? Or something more sinister? The resort's security was scrutinized, and questions were raised about the McCanns' decision to leave their children unattended while they dined nearby, even though they were checking on them regularly. This decision would later become a focal point of intense media and public debate, unfortunately overshadowing the core tragedy of a missing child. The investigation took a shocking and controversial turn a few months later. In September 2007, the Portuguese police named Kate and Gerry McCann as formal suspects, or arguidos, in their own daughter's disappearance. This development was based on forensic evidence found in the family's rental car, which was hired weeks after Madeleine went missing. DNA samples collected were initially reported to be a potential match to Madeleine, leading to theories that she had died in the apartment and her parents had hidden her body. This sensational twist fueled a media frenzy, and the McCanns found themselves at the center of a storm of speculation and accusation, all while grappling with the unimaginable grief of their daughter's absence. The McCanns vehemently denied any involvement. They maintained their innocence and insisted that Madeleine had been abducted. They hired their own private investigators and launched a global campaign to keep their daughter's case in the public eye, hoping for a breakthrough. The arguido's status was eventually lifted in July 2008 due to a lack of evidence, and the Portuguese police archived the case. But the damage had been done. The public was deeply divided, and the narrative had become muddied and contentious. For years, the case remained cold, but it was never forgotten. The McCanns continued their tireless search, following up on thousands of reported sightings from all over the world, none of which proved to be credible. In 2011, at the request of the McCanns and the British government, Scotland Yard launched its own review of the case, known as Operation Grange. This fresh look at the evidence brought new resources and a different perspective. The British detectives re-examined timelines, witness statements, and mobile phone data from the night Madeleine disappeared. Operation Grange methodically pieced together a new timeline of events and identified several persons of interest. They believed the disappearance was likely the result of a pre-planned abduction, possibly linked to a series of burglaries that had occurred in the area around the same time. This shifted the focus away from the parents and back towards the original theory of an external perpetrator. Despite reviewing vast amounts of information and spending millions of pounds, a definitive answer remained elusive. Then, in June 2020, came a major breakthrough, the most significant development in years. German authorities announced they had identified a new prime suspect, a German national named Christian Brueckner. He was a convicted sex offender who was known to have been living in the Algarve region of Portugal at the time of Madeleine's disappearance. His mobile phone data placed him in the vicinity of the Ocean Club resort on the night she vanished. Brueckner had a history of crimes, including burglaries and offenses against children. He was already in prison in Germany for an unrelated crime. German prosecutors stated they were working on the assumption that Madeleine was no longer alive and were treating the investigation as a murder inquiry. They conducted searches of properties and land in Germany linked to Brueckner, including an allotment garden. These searches brought the case roaring back into the international spotlight, raising hopes that, after so many years, the McCann family might finally get some answers, even if it was the most heartbreaking answer of all. However, despite the strong suspicion surrounding Christian Brueckner, charging him with Madeleine's disappearance has proven difficult. The evidence against him is largely circumstantial. While his phone was in the area, it doesn't prove he was at the apartment. No direct physical evidence, like DNA, has ever linked him to the scene. He has denied any involvement through his lawyer. As of now, he has not been charged in connection with the McCann case, and the investigation remains ongoing in Germany, Portugal, and the UK. More than a decade and a half later, the disappearance of Madeleine McCann remains an unsolved mystery that continues to haunt and fascinate the world. It's a story of a family's worst fear realized, a massive and often flawed police investigation, and an unrelenting media spotlight. It highlights the dangers that can exist even in the most idyllic settings and the profound, enduring pain of not knowing what happened to a loved one. For Kate and Gerry McCann, the search has never stopped. They continue to hold on to the hope that one day they will find out what happened to their daughter, Madeleine. The little girl in the pink pajamas who vanished on a warm spring night in Portugal remains, for now, just out of reach. Her fate, a heartbreaking question mark in one of the most compelling true crime cases of our time. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into compelling stories. See you next time.